Aloha and welcome to the guided tour of the introduction module for ICS 314. So the introduction module we're going to do on the first day of class, and our learning outcome is basically to understand how to succeed in ICS 314. What do you need to know to be able to be successful in 314, and also what the computer or your laptop requirements are so that you'll have support for the exercises. So we have the learning outcomes. We also have the more passive readings. There was a screencast on the guided tour, this screencast on the introduction, and I also have a lecture about some of the concepts and other things on what ICS 314 is about. You can do a reading on grading. One of the most important readings for this introduction is what the laptop requirements are. So you need a laptop. Having a great desktop in your room is not going to do any good for this class because about 80 to 90% of the work will be in class. So all the WODs are in class. So you're going to need a good laptop. You want a reasonably new laptop. We prefer more RAM than less. The tools we use are going to use up a bunch of RAM, so you want to have as much as you can. You want to have a solid state hard drive. Non-solid state hard drives just tend to be slower, and we want to do things quickly since we're going to do workouts of the day for 10 weeks, and you need to be able to do stuff quickly. Prefer Mac or Linux. Windows, you can. Windows has some issues with needing to have real-time virus scanners, which tend to slow you down. And again, you don't want to have your operating system slow you down when you're doing things that are timed. You also may want to install the Windows subsystem for Linux to help you use Linux on your Windows box. And you need lots of pixels, because we're going to have a shell window open, an editor open, a Chrome browser open, and even the Chrome developer tools open. So you need a lot of pixels to be able to see all that at once. You should have at least a 12-inch screen, more typically a 15-inch screen. And I get it, carrying a big old honking laptop is a pain, but tablets and notebooks are just not appropriate for this class. Talk about athletics for engineering going forward. We have a workout of the day. There's a weekly rhythm to the course. There are unfortunately 4 sections of this class, and 1 section is taught on Mondays and Wednesdays. The other 3 sections are taught on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So this document's going to be for the Monday and Wednesday people. If you're a Tuesday and Thursday in the Tuesday-Thursday section, just add a day to the thing. So for Mondays and Wednesday section, on Thursday the next module begins. Module or 2 begins. So you can start doing the readings for the module, you can start looking at the experiences for the module, and then start doing the practices to help with the workout of the day. On Monday, we'll have generally a group WOD where you divide the class into pairs or groups of 4, and you'll work together on a new WOD that is similar or on the skill or subject for Wednesday's WOD. You'll be working together. You'll be doing it in parallel. You'll be doing the steps together. You'll be able to help each other. On Tuesdays, the TAs will have a supplemental optional practice WOD that will allow you to practice the skills for the Wednesday WOD. On Wednesdays, we'll give in the WOD the assessment on the skills that we did for the module. There is a time limit, and the tasks are with RX time. If you exceed RX time, you get a DNF, and the WODs are graded 100 or 0. There's no partial credit on the WODs. So I know it's stressful, but you'll get used to it. That's why we have the experiences before the Wednesday WOD. You get to practice, practice, practice. There are some other tasks that may be shorter or longer. You might want to start working early. Take a look at the schedule page. You know when your things. Generally, things take 5 to 45 minutes. If you do not finish those tasks in time, do them again. Practice, practice, practice. And we're going to use GitHub when we finally get to configuration management. And so that will be a record of your work. You're going to commit some of the WODs into GitHub, and that's where the TAs will be able to grade your work. So that's the week rhythm. So basically our modules are 1 week long. And then I want you to take care and do the how to watch the screencasts. There are lots of screencasts in this class. You can watch them, focus on them, don't multitask, take notes on them. You could rerun them, go through, watch the lecture. So it's like you want to get that information because we're talking about skills. Use the mailing list or the Discord to ask questions. There's a question channel in the ICS 314 Discord. So please use that to ask questions of your fellow students or instructors. Helping your fellow students or answering the questions should make it helpful for everybody. Watch full screen, high definition. You want to see as much as you can. Some of the screencasts are going to be typing codes. You want to see what the code is actually being typed, etc. So if you have any suggestions on that, there's some good readings. There's a great reading here for how to writing can advance your career. Being able to be an effective communicator is very important. Here's the syllabus, so please read through the syllabus. It talks about what we're doing each week, roughly. The student outcomes. There is no textbook for this course. The grading is basically homework assignment and experiences are generally 40% of your grade. The WODs are worth about 30% of your grade, and the final project and exam is worth about 30% of your grade. If you get above 90% of all the points available, you're going to get an A no matter what. 80 is B, 70 is a C, 60 is D, but I always reserve the right to revise these percentages downward. I'm never going to move them back up. Academic dishonesty, please don't be cheating, no plagiarism. We are going to allow you to use AI, so if you do use AI, give the AI credit in your assignments. Rules of the WOD basically talk about why do we have the WODs and failure on the WODs. Almost everybody fails at least one WOD. If you fail, and almost everyone passes at least a few WODs. So if you fail a WOD, don't worry. Focus on learning the skills, focus on practicing and improvement. So then the experiential learning for the introduction module is optionally to learn the command line that was in the pregame. There's the environment configuration, so install good OS, install Chrome, and get ready to get your stuff. Then introduce yourself on the Discord server. There's an introductions channel, have your name, brief description of who you are and things you like to do. And lastly, I want you to create 3 SMART goals for this class. So they're specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So what do you want to get out of this class? What do you want to do in this class? And those are due the second day of class. And that is a brief introduction into the guided tour of the introduction module.